Good morning. Good morning. I am back just for a brief announcement. I am so excited to announce an upcoming intensive for parents. I am Apostle Felicia R. Donald Coleman, also known as Coach Fee, and I have been ministering inner healing and deliverance since December of 2015. I started my training at Evangel Christian churches with Dr. Trish. She was then Pastor Trish, but Dr. Trish and Pastor Simon Preslin at Evangel Christian churches. And so after going through the process myself, I started ministering it and focusing on guiding other people through their journey of healing and spiritual breakthrough. So God has been dealing with me for some time about doing something with the children. And so didn't really know what that looked like, but I know that in order for me to do anything with the children, he led me to do something with the parents first. So I am going to be hosting my first of many intensives. And this intensive is called Empower Your Child's Spiritual Journey, Sons and Daughters Parent Intensive. And so this is my book. This is the book that we're going to be using. It's a 5-week session the first time. I'm not sure how long it'll be the next couple of times, but this is the book. This book was written by now Apostle Ray Shipman. I have spoken with him regarding the training. He is excited and he told me to do the work. And so I'm inviting you to join me for this training and to register for this training. This training will be held at the Jefferson Branch Library in Detroit, Michigan, 12350 East Outer Drive on the east side of Detroit. I have not selected a time yet, but the first session will be held on October 26th. And it will be every fourth Sunday. Now I'm starting out in person with this first group because I really feel like inner healing deliverance is a more in-person type thing than it is a virtual thing. However, we'll see how that goes moving forward. But I will be starting these sessions on October 26th. Again, it's called Empower Your Child's Spiritual Journey. So if you kind of want to know what that's going to be about, is my thing is we'll be discovering your child's unique spiritual gifts. You'll get an opportunity to gain insight into your child's behaviors and ability to identify their God-given gifts. And then you'll be learning strategies for spiritual activations with your children. And then you'll be creating a long-term plan to nurture their giftings. And a part of this long-term plan is once a month, once you have gone through this training, I would love for you and your children to join me as we begin to cultivate their gifts and give them different trainings. And then we will be able to start letting them function in those capacities. Now, this is not a church, but it's an opportunity for your children to start using their gifts now. Because one of the things that made me desire to do this, and one of the yearnings I had, was growing up being prophetic and not knowing I was prophetic. In fact, I didn't learn until 2020. What was it? No, it was 2017 when I started going to seminary at Evangel Christian churches at the Apostolic and Prophetic Institute. I have been having dreams my whole life that come true, visions and things of that nature that have meaning and did not understand it. So I started training with my now pastors, Apostle Lenny and Pastors Zanita Swanigan. And during these sessions, I realized that I wasn't a prophet. I always say, "Oh, I'm not a prophet like this person. No, I'm not a prophet like that person." Um, I thought that I just had, how they say we all can prophesy, even though we all may not be prophets. So I'm like, well, every now and then I'm able to prophesy. But I learned that I am a prophet and I'm also an apostle. And so I'm walking in those callings. And I realized the apostolic I've really been doing most of my life. Um, but I didn't understand that that's what it was. So I'm inviting all parents who have children to please, please, please register for this class. I have to set up the registration process today. But if you're interested, please message me on my Facebook page, or you can go into my link tree. If you go to my Facebook page, there is a link tree. There is also a calendar on my link tree. The link tree is Coach Fee One. Coach Fee One. But you can go to Linktree, go to Coach Fee One, and you can actually make an appointment one-on-one with me if you want to discuss it personally about what these sessions will look like. But I feel like in order for the children to be successful, that the parents have to be involved. And so I'm starting out with a sons and daughters parent intensive, and it's a 5-week session where we will be deep diving into this book by Apostle Ray Shipman. I got it upside down again. Sons and Daughters. And he has 4 chapters in this book, but I have spoken with him. In fact, I spoke with him on yesterday, and he has agreed to come in and meet with the parents as well. Now, if you don't know anything about Apostle Ray Shipman, he also ministers in healing and deliverance as well as does my pastors, but I'm using his book. So I asked him would he be willing to be our guest at this first session. And so the first chapter is talking about foundations. And we know that in order for us to be successful in anything, our foundation, we have to have everything in place ahead of time. Systems have to be in place. And then the second chapter is talking about discovering the gifts. So that's what we'll be talking about each week. The first week we'll be talking about foundations, what they are, what is a spiritual gift, and things of that nature. The second week we'll be talking more about how that what that looks like. Chapter 3 is what do I do now? So that's when we'll be talking about different strategies that you can do with your children even at home. And then again, chapter 4 is going to be activations. And so we'll be doing some activations. And at the end, we will be offering you an opportunity for your child to become a part of the Empower Your Child Spiritual Journey program. And it's free, all free. It's not a church, but it's a program, because I don't want your child to be like me, having spiritual gifts, anointings, appointings, and callings, and you see something different and unique in your child now, but they're 60 years old and just coming, their dreams are just coming to fruition of activating those gifts and putting, it was 2017, and I was under the fountain of truth for many years, but because I limited myself, my self-limiting beliefs made me feel like I was not a prophet, but I actually was. And so in the apostolic and prophetic seminary that I went to at Evangel with my apostle, Lenny Swanigan and Dr. Zanita, I was trained about what it really is and what that looks like. And that's been since 2017. So I do have background. I do have training in this. And I've studied this book intensively. If you can see my notes, I have notes and scratches and stuff all through the book that we're going to talk about, and some other things that God has led me to do. So if you're interested, again, you can go to my link tree, which is lin.k.tree/Coach Fee One. I believe I'm saying that link tree right. Give me 1 minute to look it up. I didn't think about looking it up first, but give me 1 minute to look it up. So yes, it's linktr/1 Coach Fee. So go on my link tree page, and you will be able to make an appointment if you want to make an appointment. And I'm going to try to set the registration up there instead of using something else. But if I can't find another way, then I will be using Eventbrite, and I will be posting that along with the flyer. I'm working on the flyer today. I was supposed to actually start this in September, but I got over COVID, and then I caught some other bugs. So if you notice my voice is still not really back, but I'm not doing a lot of coughing. I feel like I'm stronger. And so I want to get started, because the first session is going to be more informational. It's going to be giving us some tools and we'll go through the first chapter. We'll read it. We'll discuss it. So what I want you to do now is to purchase the book. And the link to the book should be in this video. If you look in the description of the video, the link to the book should be there. And I will go and add the Linktree link there as well. Go to that, order your book for Amazon. When I reached out to Apostle on yesterday, I reached out because the last time I looked for the book, they didn't have any. It kept saying they were out of stock on what am I trying to say? Amazon. Amazon was out of stock. I never even thought to look anyplace else because I get all my books from Amazon because I have the Kindle app on my phone. And any books that come in digital, I get the digital books as well as the hard copies. And so I actually purchased a hard copy from him at Bishop Vaughn's boot camp, summer camp one year. And I bought all of my kids that book because I know that in my family we have gifted children. But I know my children are not the only one. Our family is not the only one. There are other families out there too who have children who are gifted and they don't know how to handle them or what to do with them. And sometimes they're not just being bad. They just don't know how to use or to function with the things that they're seeing and experiencing. So our goal is to help them be able to function and to give them opportunity to start using those gifts now. So again, if you could join me, I will be elated because we are changing the generations by training the generations. We can catapult them now, and they will be some powerful forces to be reckoned with later. So again, I thank you for watching this video. Please share the video, share, so that we can get these kids activated. And this is just where God is leading me. It is not a church. I don't desire to be a pastor. But if God says, hey, it's coming to church, it will become a church. It's really just an intensive for parents, and it's some training for kids. And again, it's once a month on the fourth Saturdays of every month. And we're starting out at the Jefferson Branch Library because I have no place else to do it. My organization is a nonprofit. We function on donations, and we don't really get many donations. Our biggest donations have been blankets because we've had a blanket program now. Oh my God, I don't know. I guess we're going on maybe 12, 13 years. I've lost count. But we're doing, actually the blanket started around the same time I started at Evangel. So probably back to 2015. So we're going on 10 years. I'm sorry, what year was that? Yeah, 2015 is when I started my training in inner healing deliverance. So yeah, about 2015. So we're going on 10 years now of having our blanket program. And I want you guys to help us with both because we're helping the indigent, and that's my desire, is help them with training and different things. So if you have any skill that you're willing to donate, any information, if you're a coach and you want to come and present on your topic, I have coaches who are grief coaches and leadership coaches and you name it, different types of coaches, forgiveness coaches. If you would like to come and present to these groups, please let me know. You can message me. Again, or my email is coachfee@sistersinvokingsuccess.org. That's coachfee@sistersinvokingsuccess.org. You can email me as well. And if you go to my Linktree, you will find the link to my email there as well. But again, this is about sons and daughters. We want to raise up generations being already ready or functioning in the gifts and callings that they have way before we were able to do it. I'm going to talk about me, that I was able to do it. The gifts and callings that I had were not cultivated until I became an adult and an older adult in the last 10, 15 years. But by reason of use, our gifts will be strengthened and become more cultivated and ready to go. And there are children. I see them with sermons. I see them in my grandchildren, my nieces and my nephews, my great nieces and my nephews, who are gifted and anointed and appointed for God. And they need to be trained and ready when the time comes that God sends them. So if you are interested in the training, Sons and Daughters Parent Intensive, please send me a DM, send me an email, go on my calendar and set an appointment, and we will meet and talk one-on-one and get you registered. Have a phenomenal day. I got to go to church. I'm late. It's 11:05. My service started at 11 o'clock. See you guys hopefully at the intensive. Again, it starts October 26th at the Jefferson Branch Library in Detroit.